Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at 10 changes that the Winds of Anthos is making from Harvest Moon One World. Number 1, something that is definitely changing and I'm really excited about is that the camera angles are going to be much better. They haven't revealed if we're going to have full control over the camera, but in Harvest Moon One World, the camera was a big problem. All you can do is choose between these two settings and then you can zoom in and out, and yeah, it's not a very good view at all. However, looking at a lot of these screens from Harvest Moon The Winds of Anthos, you can tell that the camera angle is definitely much better. Number 2, the graphics have obviously been very much improved. This is what the crops used to look like in Harvest Moon One World, and now these new screenshots show us that the crops in Harvest Moon Winds of Anthos are going to be much improved. One other great change is in Harvest Moon One World, when you choose your farmer, you have to choose whether you want to be a boy or a girl, and then that locks you into 5 marriage candidates. However, in the new Harvest Moon Winds of Anthos, whether you choose to be a boy or a girl, you can marry any of the 10 marriage candidates regardless. Number 4, one big problem that a lot of people had with Harvest Moon One World is that it was too empty. However, I think looking at a lot of these photos from Harvest Moon The Winds of Anthos, we can tell that the world is not going to be as empty. Some of the pictures, the world still looks a little bit empty, but there's definitely a lot more textures in most of the photos, so I think, at least on the whole, it's going to be a lot more full than the empty world that we got in One World. All of the Harvest Moon games after the Harvest Moon Start of Seasons split, they all focus very heavily on a main storyline. So in addition to farming and raising your livestock, there's also going to be like a main mission that you have, and it's usually to revive the harvest goddess. That was the case in Harvest Moon One World, and it looks like that is still going to be the case in Harvest Moon The Winds of Anthos. Number 6, the wild animal taming was definitely a feature in Harvest Moon One World. You could become friends with wild animals and they become a pet on your farm. However, the pets on your farm, they're kind of useless. And then in Winds of Anthos, we're not really 100% sure if pets are going to get better. However, they do have skills, so that leads me to believe that probably pets are going to have a use in Harvest Moon The Winds of Anthos. In Harvest Moon One World, there were also some interesting animals such as a bear, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if there's even more interesting pets that we can keep in Harvest Moon Winds of Anthos. These last 3, they're all going to be things that I hope that they are improving. They've only talked about them a little bit, so let's talk about these last 3 one by one. The first one is the WISP system. In case you didn't know, in Harvest Moon One World, there's no shop that sells seeds. To get seeds, you're going to have to go around the world, find these WISPs, and then the WISPs are going to give you some seeds. This system, it kind of takes some getting used to. I didn't really like it that much at first. The longer I played the game, the more I kind of got used to it. But yeah, I think it's a really interesting idea, and I'm curious to see how they're going to be implementing it in the new game. The next one is the festival system. The festivals in One World, you have to unlock them one by one, and then even after you unlock them, they're kind of disappointing. This is the horse festival. Yeah, it takes all of like 10 seconds. You just run around, pick up these flags, and then go back, and then bam, it's over. I'm hoping that the festivals are going to be improved in the Winds of Anthos. All we know right now is that there's going to be 10 festivals, and I'm really hoping that these are 10 unique festivals, and it's not just like One World where some of the festivals are repeating. For example, the horse festival, it's twice a year. So when they say 10 festivals, let's cross our fingers and hope that we actually get 10 different festivals in 1 year. This last one, I'm really hoping that they improve it, is the mining system. In One World, there were 3 mines that you could go to, but they're all pretty much exactly the same. You just go through level by level, and then every 10 levels you kind of get an elevator that will take you down to that floor again. But yeah, it's really simplistic. All you do is you run and hit these stones, and then you get some ore. The only thing that we know about Winds of Anthos in terms of this is that there's going to be 3 different mines, and it says you can get different types of materials. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe it won't just be ores that we get. Maybe we'll also be able to get something cool while we're in the mines. So yeah, those are 10 changes that are coming to Harvest Moon. Please let me know in the comments down below, what are your guys' hopes for changes from One World to Winds of Anthos? And I'll see you guys next time.